Hello, everyone. I wanted to make a short video here for you on Ohio's efforts in the area of teacher leadership. This is an area that I am super excited about. I have been a teacher leader for about a decade, and then I got an opportunity to actually help create this teacher leadership framework. That work allowed me to then get selected to help revise the teacher leader endorsement standards and then be a part of this teacher leadership toolkit creation group. It was an advisory council that put that together, and I am currently looking to be one of these teacher leader liaisons. I had a phone interview last month, and we're going to find out here in January who gets selected. But it's a group of 50 people from around the state that they're going to kind of carry the torch in the areas of teacher leadership. So if you do a simple Google search and you just type in Ohio teacher leadership, you're going to come across this landing page here. And if you click on the video here, this is a video that we're actually using in class, but if you click on it, you'll see that I'm actually a part of the video many times, which is kind of cool. They actually filmed this at the Ohio Teacher Leadership Summit, which was at Ohio State University last June. And they asked if I would be willing to be interviewed on teacher leadership. And I, of course, said yes. So it was great to be involved in that. So I have really been entrenched in this world of teacher leadership, and I couldn't be more satisfied with what has been going on around the state. So I just wanted to show you kind of how to use some of the tools here on the website. So if you actually click on a couple of these things down here, if you click on the framework, you will see that it gives a general overview of each of the elements, the pieces of the framework here, components. And then you can actually click on the framework itself, which will take you to a PDF document of the framework. And you can see in here, they've got table of contents and all the things that you could see in here about cultural and structural factors, and then each of the components of teacher leadership in the state of Ohio. And basically, the whole point of a document like this was to help define what teacher leadership was in the state of Ohio. And I think it's awesome. And it was a group of teachers, administrators, counselors. We had central office staff. We had university professors. It was a fantastic experience over the summer that the ODE put together for us. And I really feel that the group that was there, our voices were heard, and what you were reading here is really what we decided upon, and I'm very excited about all of it. So a lot of different things in here you can kind of read about. It's pretty short, but it's supposed to be kind of sort of a, just as it would be, a framework for what teacher leadership would be in the state of Ohio. Now, a funny story, I actually had a couple of friends of mine, I sent them this document. I said, hey, look what I've been working on, all these different things. And they went to the end and they said, "Oh, look, you're first. You must be super important." And of course, I laughed and I said, "Guys, it's alphabetical." And we all got a good laugh about it. But I'm very excited that I was able to be a part of this group, and you can see all the different people that were a part of it. And many of these people I have worked with over the last couple of years, which is fantastic. So awesome thing. So that's the framework. The next piece of the puzzle was the standards revision, which you can find. They actually have it under the teacher leader endorsement, the endorsements page here on the Ohio Department of Education, so you can find out more about that. And then this teacher leadership toolkit was the next piece. Now, I will tell you there's a lot of information here, and there's a lot of things that you can click on, but the whole point of the toolkit was to basically be a toolkit, as it is said there, for the framework and to really advance teacher leadership in the state of Ohio. And so you can see there's a lot of different pieces. There's design, there's implementation, and there's monitoring. And then they show how they relate to each of these components of the framework. So if we click on design, for example, you will see here that they have what component these relate to, all of these documents, what if it's a resource or a tool, and then who is it intended for? Is it district staff, school staff, or is it intended for the teacher, which I think is cool, or all, which is great. And you can see all of the different things. These are all hyperlinks. One of my favorite parts of this toolkit is, and this was something that came out of the group, the advisory council that put this together, and I was a part of that group, is that we didn't want to be stealing information from other states and just link it on our website. We wanted our own information, and I think that was super important. So I think that's largely what you're going to see. Now, when you click on this implement piece here in the middle, You're going to see here one of my favorite pieces are these case studies. And you can see these are case studies from some school districts around the state. And they talk about basically how they incorporate teacher leadership in their school districts. And this is fantastic. And you can see a number of other school links here as well. And these are, I mean, these are all original documents, which I think is just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. And then how do you monitor teacher leadership? And you can see there's some more resources here. So basically, it's the idea here is that if you're a district who is wanting to maybe design a teacher leadership program or some type of initiative, whether it be formal or informal teacher leadership or both, here's your first step. If you want to implement it, if you really want to kind of get things going and kind of really get things off the ground, and then once it's off the ground, how do you monitor what's going on, right? How do you make sure that what you want is going on is actually happening, right? So those are how all the pieces kind of fit together, and I think that's fantastic. Okay, so there's a lot here, a lot of links. I've actually used these resources for professional development for my staff. Just this year, I hope to orient 14 new formal teacher leaders that are going to be elementary school grade level chairs. So they actually be leading their grades at their respective elementary schools. And we actually used a lot of these resources to help really roll out that professional development, which was a 4-day professional development session, which I think was awesome. And one of those days was devoted to using the toolkit to really help, improve, what they want to do with the teachers that they're going to be working with, which I think is awesome. All right, so that's the toolkit. And then the last piece, as I mentioned before, is this teacher leader liaison piece, and this is something that is in the works right now. This is going to be a 2-year commitment, and they are choosing up to 50 teachers all over the state, and you had to put in a resume, and you had to have references and all kinds of stuff for this. But these up to 50 teachers, our teacher leader liaisons, are going to be really keeping the spirit of this teacher leadership movement in Ohio alive. And it's very exciting to see where this is going. And I'm very hopeful that I get selected to be a part of this group. But I think it'd be a great thing, and it's great for our state. So teacher leadership, it's a great topic. If you get a chance to do any reading about it, there's some great links there and resources that you can find. Charlotte Danielson has a lot of resources on teacher leadership, and there's just a number of other publications on both formal and informal teacher leadership. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about some of the things that the state is putting forward. They are going to have another teacher leadership summit this year. I believe the date, don't quote me on it, but I think it's June 9th. I'm not sure where the location is going to be, but it was at Ohio State University last year in the student union, and it was an exceptional event. Hundreds and hundreds of people came, and I got the opportunity to speak a couple of times, which I think was just a great experience for me. So really, really awesome. So I hope that for those of you that are interested in this topic, please use these as resources and springboards for what you'd like to do. And this email at the bottom here will really get you in contact with a couple of people down at the state level that are really working through this teacher leadership initiative, and will be able to help you with anything that you need. So, all right. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out or contact the email below. And I hope that you can use these resources. They're fantastic. All right. Thank you.